Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to have you conversation and find a seat, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Clearly, I'm an immediate conversation stopper. Sorry about that. It was such great conversation, too. The first row is okay. You can sit in the first row. Don't be shy. Okay, well, good evening, everyone. I talked to a few people who this was their first time here at the Alumni House, which is a lovely space for an event like this. And I feel like this is my first time in person for this event in 3 years because I unfortunately had to miss last year unexpectedly. And then the 2 years prior, I believe it was remote, right? So it's great to be back in person. So wonderful to see students and alumni and family and faculty and staff. So thank you so much for being here to join us tonight. So tonight we are celebrating our students who are being recognized for their qualities of excellence within our community. It always makes us so proud. And we're really grateful that you can join us both in person, and we have individuals joining us virtually as we induct our newest members of the Gold Humanism Honor Society, the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society, and we're really excited for our very first cohort of the Aequitas Health Honor Society inductees. So congratulations to all our students, and we're here to celebrate their remarkable achievements. So to begin our evening, Dr. Page, the Dean of the Larner College of Medicine and an Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society member, would like to offer his words of congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dean Zala. It is so nice to have you here. I became Dean Zala and Dean Page at once last year. I think, yeah, I got to introduce myself. And it's really a pleasure to see everyone here again, just to welcome the class of 2024. Congratulations, other faculty members, staff, residents, friends, and family. It's really special. I don't know how many people are out there in Zoom world. It's you're missing a great party, but we feel like you're here with us. It's really a privilege to get to say hi and acknowledge people who are being recognized for really their excellence as they've demonstrated as members of our Larner community in just the 3 years or so you've been with us. Now, a number of us are members of the AOA and the Gold Humanism Honor Societies, and we're accustomed to welcoming new members to those societies. It is indeed special that the Aequitas Health Medical Honor Society is being really initiated this evening. Nobody is yet a member, but we'll change that soon. To the students, you know, I remember the first day of school, we were shaking hands, hugging, matter of fact, your landing with us was bizarre, wasn't it? If you think about it, you came to rooms, you stayed with your own group. Dean Zala and I, instead of doing the one event where we welcomed you, went and individually with our masks came in and affecting each other. But nevertheless, you all prevailed. Nevertheless, I kept hearing from students who did as much as anything on Zoom about how much they liked their class. And it was really inspiring to all of us that first of all, our faculty and staff could rise to the occasion, and that you all had the resilience to become doctors starting out in such a strange circumstance. Now we're going to have a great year, and we're going to be able to celebrate things in person together. And I really look forward to, before long, match day and graduation. And especially nice is that the family that weren't there for your white coat ceremony, which again was a strange one, are going to be celebrating all together in our Allen Chapel before too long. So today we're recognizing, really, among the most distinguished of a phenomenal class, and it's really a pleasure to acknowledge your induction to these societies. Let me just say a brief note about the three societies that we're inducting to today. First of all, the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society goes back to its founding in 1902. The Larner chapter was established in 1953. And today it's one of 135 chapters nationwide, recognizing educational achievement and encouraging the development of leaders in academia and in our communities. Now, the Gold Humanism Honor Society was founded in 2002 and has been fostered by the same foundation that was key in establishing the wonderful white coat ceremony tradition that we have at our medical school and at others. Now, keeping humanism front and center in medicine is the mission of the Gold Foundation, and this seamlessly fits with our core values at the Larner College of Medicine, including our professional statement that recognizes that we need to treat everyone with cultural humility, kindness, and respect. We all try to model this behavior, but those of you who are being honored tonight have been shown and chosen to really model this behavior. And finally, the new honor society, Aequitas, helped. Aequitas was formed in 2021. So 60 years from now, that'll seem like a long time ago, just the way the forming of our first Larner AOA seems now. Aequitas recognizes those dedicated to the cause of health equity and in efforts to eradicate health disparities. And these noble goals fit perfectly with our mission and our commitment to cultural humility and health justice here at the Larner College of Medicine. So I'm going to get out of your way now because we have acknowledgement coming up and a talk I really want to hear. But let me just say how proud we are of all of you and everyone in your class. You've been amazing. We look forward to celebrating this year together. Match isn't far off. You still have a little bit more to learn before you graduate. We're confident you can do it. And we look forward to this next year. You're graduating and you're becoming alumni of the Larner College of Medicine. With that, let me hand things back over to Dean Krista Zala. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Dean Page. Yeah, I met with a third year today who said, I know a fourth year who says they're all done. I'm like, I don't think so. That's not mathematically possible, but it's good to know you're winding down. So it is my honor to introduce our guest speaker for today, Dr. Devika Singh. Dr. Singh is an assistant professor of medicine at the Larner College of Medicine and the clinical infectious disease physician at the University of Vermont Medical Center. Dr. Singh is accomplished in all three missions of the college: clinical research, teaching, and clinical care, focusing on experiences in HIV/AIDS, sexually transmitted diseases, and family planning. With a combined interest in clinical medicine and public health, Dr. Singh holds a medical degree and master's degree in public health from the University of Rochester in Rochester, New York, with a clinical research focus in global HIV prevention in partnership with the Microbiocide Trials Network. Her primary teaching role is with learners in undergraduate and graduate medical education within the clinical environment on general infectious disease topics, including HIV and AIDS. Dr. Singh received the 2021 Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Considered by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation. And this award is presented annually to a Larner College of Medicine faculty member who best demonstrates the ideals of outstanding compassion in the delivery of care, respect for patients, their families, and healthcare colleagues, and clinical excellence. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Devika Singh.
Thank you, Dean Zela. There has been some debate in medical honors communities, in AOA and Gold Humanism honors kinds of communities about what is the meaning to earn honor status, to earn AOA, to get the Gold Humanism, to get any of these awards. And I stand in the camp of people that believe strongly that it is about exemplary academic achievement. So you are quite literally at the top of your class. And I would argue this is sort of a pinnacle. This is an extraordinary moment where you're at the top of your medical career right now. And I implore you to take a moment and reflect on that. You look fabulous. You feel great. We're all here to celebrate you, and you should revel in that for a little bit. Because your path ahead is going to be wretched. And I wonder, how many of you read Lemony Snicket? Do you know this story? Do people know this? Can I just give a visual demonstration? So I'm reading this with my daughter. So these are tales that exemplify the most horrible circumstances for a trio of orphans. Pages will look like this in the book. Words cannot describe how horrible their lives are. Right? And so I implore you, you're at the top. I would go ahead, just get out of here, take off right now. Don't look back. But fine, for those of you who don't want to do that, I will spend a little bit of time reflecting in less Lemony Snicket fashion, some things that I think are important on your extraordinary path ahead of you. I'm in fact going to tell you some life lessons that I have that kind of caused me to reflect on what is expected and what I was thinking about when I first was finishing medical school. And one of the things that I think many attendings can also reflect on, the expectation of you is to be on all the time, on all the time, okay? Whether you're an intern, whether you're a resident, a fellow, an attending, a teacher, a researcher, you may think that, okay, I'm going to pack my bags, I'm going to go to Hawaii, but then overhead, someone's going to have a medical emergency and you're going to have to get up and deal with that. I mean, you really are on all the time. So what I'm going to tell you that I think is helpful when you're on all the time is to be aware that you're allowed to be wrong some of the time. Okay. You will make medical mistakes in the way you make life mistakes. And you really, really need to embrace that. And what I think is really important when you are wrong some of the time is to laugh about it, to laugh as you learn. And I'm going to tell you some of my episodes that I had to do that because there really wasn't a choice, right? So people are going to laugh at you, so you have to laugh louder as you learn. There was a patient I was consulted to go see, and I went in typical infectious disease, irritating fashion, I spent a whole bunch of time with him, right? I went through his entire life story. Where were you born? Where did you live? What kind of animals have you had contact with? How many of them have licked you, have bitten you? All the things. Who have you had sex with? How many times? What kind of sex? All the things, right? This is an infectious disease workup. So I spent some time with this patient, an elderly gentleman, lovely, gorgeous, glorious man with many stories. He was in the military. I hear all about it. I come out, I find the attending, and I say, I have this incredible differential because I spent all this time with him, and I have an even longer list to work this up. And the attending stopped me and said, wait a minute. Did you just see the guy in bed 1? Because the guy with fevers is in bed 2. And I had spent an hour and a half with a lovely, elderly, demented, fantastic individual who was not having fever. So yes, I had to laugh about it. There was no choice in the matter. On another occasion, this is soon after I came from a slightly more cosmopolitan place and I moved here. And I was consulted to go see someone in Vermont at a local hospital. And I went and I spent a whole bunch of time with her. All this time, she's having fever, she's having pneumonia. I come out and I say, okay, given her travel history, she has to have all of these things worked up. And they said, just so you know, Lebanon is in New Hampshire. So it's another moment. A story that I think really stuck with me a lot, that was very helpful, is this happened to me as an intern, first night of night float. Okay, so bad things happen at 2 a.m. Nothing helpful happens at 2 a.m. I'm paged. I wake up, I answer the phone, and the nurse says to me on the phone, "She's dead." I say, "Okay, who, what are we talking about?" And I go through my sign out, and it's, a very elderly woman who had liver failure, congestive heart failure, pneumonia. She was do not resuscitate, all the things. Perfectly, perfectly appropriate. So I say, "Thank you for letting me know." And I pick up the phone and I call her family member and I say, "Your loved one has died." And then I go downstairs to go find the nurse, and we go into the room to see the patient together. And we go right up to the head of the bed. And the patient, boom, eyes open, wakes up. So perhaps the only thing that's worse than having to tell someone their family member has died is to make the subsequent phone call that I had to do, which was highly awkward, which is the not dead yet conversation. Okay. So again, nurse and I exit the room, and we nervously, anxiously, but gloriously had to laugh about it. And from her perspective, and she was born and raised in Kenya, and she shared that people don't die in hospitals, people die in the field, people die on the farm, people die at home. This was strange for people to come into these concrete structures surrounded by strangers. And it was very awkward for her. So we spent some time talking about that. But again, we laughed about it and we learned from it. So lesson from the first one is make sure that you know which bed your patient is. Lesson from this one is pronounce death before you declare it to anyone. So just make that note. Final story I'm going to tell you is I saw a patient. I walked into a room and he looked at me. He was on his cell phone, and then he looked away and he said, "Hey, I got to go. A colored nurse is here to see me." And I really didn't know what to do with that moment. And to your disappointment, I didn't really do anything very helpful in that moment. I didn't take any time to pause and process and work with the person. I went through and I did my thing. And I spent a long time thinking about it. And ultimately, I went home and I processed it with my partner. I processed it with other people. And I finally told my father this story at some point, and I just relayed what had happened. And he was shocked. And he said, "Oh my God, he called you a nurse?" So I was like, okay, there you go. I had to laugh because this was a moment where I didn't have a choice in what to do. So, what I need you all to move forward with in life is to have humility, have a sense of humor as you're walking through your very difficult path. And there will be moments where you're going to fall and flail and fumble, but you really have to laugh as you learn and take it all in. Thank you.
Dr. Sandoval, I believe you're next.
What a tough act to follow. Thank you, Dr. Singh. That was amazing. Just laughing and making the moment so much lighter is so important right now. So good evening, everyone of all. And I'm the Larner College of Medicine Alpha Omega Alpha counselor and an associate professor in the Department of Medicine. I'm also the medical director of digital health for the UVM Health Network. And I've been practicing general internal medicine for 25 years. Pretty incredible. My practice and scholarship emphasizes the importance of human connection, the optimization of our use of technology, and social justice. The AOA was established in, now you have to tell me the year because Dr. Page already told you, 1902. It was actually established by a group of medical students at the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Chicago in order to actually advance it. It used to be a trade. So that was part of the reason why it was established. And you have an idea of the number of chapters? Over 130 over the past 120 years. The election to AOA is an honor that signifies a lasting commitment to the key tenets of the AOA Medical Society: professionalism, scholarship, leadership, and service. AOA is dedicated to the belief that in the profession of medicine, we will improve care for all by recognizing high educational achievement, honoring gifted teaching, encouraging the development of leaders in academia and the community, supporting the ideas of humanism, and promoting service to others. It's a lifelong honor, and the membership in the society confers recognition for a physician's dedication to the profession and art of healing. AOA also has numerous service and program opportunities for our medical community. The Larner College of Medicine AOA students being inducted this evening were selected through a detailed process based on initial academic achievement of being in the top 25% of their class, application submission, and then selection of the top 20% of the Larner AOA selection by the Larner AOA selection committee. The top 25% of the class was determined via indicators of their clerkship distinction, which includes scores compiled from their clerkship evaluations and direct nominations from clerkship directors, and then were based on the AOA tenets and values. Before we formally induct this year's cohort, I'd like to recognize a staff member who is an important support to the AOA Honor Society at the Larner College of Medicine. Kirsten Tavares is an essential part of our Larner Honor Society team. She is the conductor that leads each of our Honor Society trains each year, assuring that they function and flourish successfully. Earlier this year, I nominated her for a National AOA Administration Recognition Award to recognize and acknowledge this invaluable work. I am thrilled to let you know that Kirsten received this AOA Administration Recognition Award this year, and please congratulate her with me. And she just returned from leave, so. Now it's my great honor to present to you our Larner College of Medicine students selected for this evening's induction in the AOA Medical Honor Society. As I said, our newest members were selected for induction into the national chapter, ranking in the top 20% of their class. And they represent all tenets of the AOA. We're going to first call, it used to be 7, it's changed numbers, inductees who are joining us virtually, followed by those who are here in person. Those who are on Zoom will be donning their own cords, while those in person will come to the front to receive theirs. Let's get started. Drum roll, please. 1 second. Moment to laugh. Yay! And our first, Sydney Cardozo. Woo! Congratulations. You're
Thank
still on
you.
camera.
Sorry. Thank you.
Next, Sadie Casali.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Next is Amy Chang.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, Jake Ermolovich. Woo!
Thank you.
Next, Mohammed Hamzi.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, Kiana Heredia.
Thank you. Shout out to my parents who are listening in the background. Wouldn't be here without them.
Congratulations. Oh. Okay. He's not here? Okay. So I will say that our last student who is not here is Jake Magnan and was not able to join us virtually. All right. Now for our in-person inductees, each of you will receive your cords to be worn with your regalia at graduation. We're going to have our Dean Zala and Dean Page going to join us up at the front. Please remain in the front of the room, standing behind and filling in the chairs to your right, not my right, so that we may take a group photo once all have been called. Dean Page and Dean Zala, will you please join me? They're already here. Wonderful. Okay. Ready? Rachel Bombardier. Woo! Congratulations. Next, Nick Brunette. Congratulations. All right, next, Christina Cobb. Okay. Congratulations. Next, Arlie Donovan. Wonderful. Congratulations. Next, Amanda Gallenkamp. Next, Heather Gajer. Next, Simran Kalsi. Next, Annalise Lapidis. Oh.
Sorry.
Next, Colleen McCarthy. Dan Moore. Isabella Ostrowski. Finley Pilcher. Rebecca Rawlings. I'm not sure, is Brian Shaw here? Yay, all right. Congratulations. Noah Sarko. Jack Steinharder. And Rachel Wayne. We also have 5 faculty members being inducted this evening. These individuals were selected by our graduating class of 2023 for embracing the tenets of AOA in their teaching and healthcare delivery. Attending in person, Dr. Bridget Marklin. Also inducted, Dr. Matthew Barbary, Dr. Leanna Burgess, Dr. Skylar Lentz, and Dr. Anna Maria Mew are being inducted, but we're unable to be here tonight, although I do think Dr. Barbary is watching tonight, so we should congratulate all of them. We also have 5 AOA resident inductees selected for their excellence by the members of the Larner class of 2023. If you are here, and I don't know, please let me know. I so apologize. Is Dr. Jasbar Abu Jabbar here? Don't think so. Okay. Dr. Solomon Farku Worker. I believe attending in person, Dr. Kramer Walbert. It's getting a little crowded up here. Dr. Yuli C. and Dr. Ali Jandal were inducted this evening also, but were unable to attend. So congratulations to all of our 2023 students, faculty, and resident inductees. We are going to try to squeeze everybody into a group photo before you return to your seats. Sure. Are we able to highlight our, there they are. All right. Woo! Okay. Now I would like to invite Dr. Andrea Green. Yay. Professor of Pediatrics and Gold Humanism Honor Society Faculty Advisor, to formally honor our 2023 Gold Humanism Honor Society inductees. Woohoo!
So hello, everybody. I'm so happy that Dr. Zala and I matched, because everybody else and I felt like I didn't get the dress code. They all look so wonderful. So good evening. Can everyone hear me? I'm going to keep my mask on. I'm good at yelling loudly. Okay, good. I am a pediatrician. I yell over crying babies all the time. So my name is Dr. Andrea Green. In addition to my role at the Larner College of Medicine, I serve as the director of the Pediatric New American Clinic and the director of Pediatric Global Health here at the college. My practice and scholarship is all in providing care to children in immigrant families, and it is something I absolutely love doing. Just like I love having this role with the Gold Human Honor Society. I'm really happy to be here tonight and to be able to induct this year's Gold Humanism Honor Society inductees. You've already heard a little bit of a history about the Gold Humanism Honor Society, but you haven't heard who Dr. Arnold Gold is, for which the society is named. He is actually a pediatric neurologist, and he really believed that it was incredibly important to emphasize empathetic bedside manner, and that led him and his wife to create the Gold Foundation in 1988 to inspire young doctors to practice compassionate patient care. The Gold Foundation engages schools and health systems, companies, and individual clinicians, in addition to the medical school like we're familiar with. And they really are focusing on the joy and meaning of humanistic medicine so that patients and families can be partners in collaborative, compassionate, and scientifically excellent care. In 1993, that's when the white coat ceremony began, and that's when you all started taking the Hippocratic Oath earlier in your career as opposed to at graduation, which is when those of us who've been practiced almost 30 years took it a long time ago. So as you know, in 2002, the Gold Foundation created the Gold Humanism Honor Society to recognize the importance of humanistic care and to honor medical students and physicians who achieve this excellence. Tonight's Gold Humanism Honor Society medical student inductees are peer nominated. So they're individuals that their classmates said they would want to care for their own family. And I like to just think about that because that's quite an honor. They are selected for their demonstration of humanism, clinical care, leadership abilities, compassion, and dedication to service. Now I am pleased to present to you the members of the class of 2023 nominated by their 2023, did I get that right? Nominated by their medical school class and selected by the current GHHS members of the Vermont chapter as exemplars of the society's principles. That's what I thought, 2024. Yeah, I was like, it says 2023 down here, but I was like, I don't think that's right. Apologies, everyone. I'm honored to induct them into the GHHS this evening, so let's get started. May I ask the deans to come up? Thank you. So, inductees will receive a cord to be worn with their regalia at graduation, a certificate of induction, and the Gold Humanism Honor Society oath. We will call 5 inductees who are joining us virtually first, followed by those who are here in person. Those who are on Zoom will be donning their own cords, while those in person will come to the front of the room to receive theirs. Sorry, premature. After everyone has been called, we will recite the oath together and take a group photograph. So let's get started and we'll see how we do with Zoom. Oh, so fast. So fast. Sydney, you didn't have to wait as long. So our first GHHS virtual inductee this evening is Sydney Cardoso.
Thanks, everyone. Sorry you have to see my face up here.
Yay, so happy to see you up there. Next is Justin Esteban.
Hey, everyone. Blake says thank you.
Congratulations. And our last virtual inductee is Kiana Heredia.
Thank you.
Do we have anybody else virtual? I think that's it. Sorry, things are changing sometime. So we're good? Okay, thank you. And now for our in-person inductees. Dean Page and Dean Zala, thank you for coming back up to the front again. So please remain in the front of the room after you've been called, standing and filling in the chairs again to your right. All right. Betsy Asumu. Congratulations. Congratulations. Nick Brunette. Hannah Cook. Congratulations. Lily Dang. Congratulations. Mia Lovina Exume. Congratulations, Mia. Simran Kalsi. Annalise Lepedes. Dan Moore. Finlay Pilcher. There you go. Elise Prejota. Brianna Spano. I'd also like to recognize the following inductees who were unable to be here this evening. Elliot Binkard, Will Buick, Rosie Idison, and Tim Long. Not quite yet. We just want to mention one other, we have a faculty member who is being inducted this evening, but who is not here. That's Dr. Jeremiah Dickerson, who's an assistant professor in the Department of Psychiatry at the Larner College of Medicine. Dr. Dickerson is being inducted into the Larner GHHS chapter because he was selected as our 2023 the Leonard Tao Humanism and Faculty Medicine Award sponsored by the Gold Foundation, the highest honor our GHHS chapter presents annually. And now we're actually going to recite the oath and then take a picture it looks at per my instructions. So we're going to recite the Gold Humanism Honor Society oath in unison, and the oath is in your package. All right, everybody got it? Okay. So 1, 2, 3 online. Here we go. I pledge by all that I hold dear as a physician, will care for my patients with compassion, respect, empathy, integrity, and clinical excellence. I will listen to my patients with my whole being. I will advocate for each patient as a unique individual. Will serve as a role model and mentor to promote humanism in healthcare. I will remember always the healing power of acts of caring. I will dedicate myself to joining with others to make healthcare optimal for all. Thank you, Dean Page and Dee Zala. Will you please join us for a photo? Congratulations to our newest inductees. Thank you for returning to your seats. And I'd now like to introduce Dr. Katie Wells, Assistant Professor of Emergency Medicine and the Director of Social Medicine, to formally honor our inaugural 2024 inductees for our newest honor society. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Green. It is a pleasure to be here with all of you today. What an honor to get to see all of you get awarded for all of your hard work over these last 4 years. Aequitas Health was formed in 2021. Aequitas, if many of you don't know, is originally the Latin word aequitatis, which means justice, equity, of the English word equity, and social justice. And so really kind of thinking about this, it is a society that recognizes work that is dedicated to improving health equity, anti-racism, and community engagement. The mission of Aequitas Health is to identify, recognize, develop future physician leaders to address the glaring health inequities that exist in our society today. The inaugural chapter was formed at the University of South Dakota, Stanford School of Medicine in 2021. The University of Vermont Larner College of Medicine chapter was formed in 2023. I would like to take a moment to recognize Dr. Anisha Ramal. She is the Aequitas Health Chapter Advisor. Unfortunately, she would be here today, but she had a family emergency, so we're thinking of her. But just to take a moment to recognize Dr. Ramal. She's a pediatric hospitalist. She has showed immense dedication in the field of health equity and global health. She is currently leading several health equity projects here in our community, as well as global health projects abroad. She's a mentor to many residents and medical students in the realm of health equity. She has done a phenomenal job in leading the development of this new honor society. And so I really want to make sure that she is recognized for all of her hard work in getting this up and running. At the Larner School of Medicine, Aequitas Fellows are students who are committed to addressing health disparities in their communities, centering anti-racism in their efforts. Their peers have recognized them as individuals who have a deep understanding of social medicine and of the structural causes of inequities. They are very capable of learning with humility and are excellent collaborators. Regarding our process, the Aequitas Fellows were nominated by their peers through an anonymous survey. Nominated individuals were invited to submit an application. Applications were then blinded, and scored by the Aequitas Health Selection Committee members. The top 10 highest scoring applicants were then invited to interview for a final selection of the Aequitas Health Fellows. I would like to thank Dean Page, Dean Zala, Dr. Karen George, Dr. Mariah McNamara for their support in getting Aequitas off the ground. I would also like to express gratitude for our incredible Larner and UVM Health Network faculty and staff who served as the selection committee members. Tiffany Delaney, Mohammed Jafar, Dr. Molly Rideout, Dr. Deborah Kamian Musak. And lastly, I would like to give a special acknowledgement to community members Balin Atense and Wei Wei Wang from the Vermont Health Equity Initiative and Vermont Professionals of Color Network committee members. We spent a lot of time talking about what does Aequitas mean? What are we hoping that this honor society will do? What will its members kind of convey to take out into the world as representatives of the Larner College of Medicine? What we hope is that they will be leaders in cultivating longitudinal partnerships between community organizations and the Larner College of Medicine. We hope that this will advance causes that address disparities in health in our community. And now with that, I am pleased to present you the very first Larner College of Medicine cohort of Aequitas Honor Society inductees. Today, our students will receive a certificate of induction, but cords will be given to them when they graduate as part of their regalia, and they will receive those later. We have one virtual inductee this evening, and so we will wait until we get that started.
Thank you very much.
And if you've seen a theme, we have several people that are recurring honorees. And I think that really speaks to their dynamism in many different areas within both their academic performance, as well as their engagement with the community. So I think we're working maybe on getting Kiana back up. Okay, great. So our virtual inductee this evening is Kiana Heredia.
Thank you so much.
And now for our in-person inductees. Dean Zala and Dean Page, if you'll join me. So after coming forward to receive your certificate, please remain in the chairs for a photo, like we've done on all the others. All right. And I should mention, these students, really, when we looked through their applications, when they were nominated by their peers, many of them worked in several different areas. We have people who have worked diligently throughout the COVID pandemic with our migrant farm worker population, with our unhoused population, with our rural and impoverished population, with our refugee immigrant communities. And I think that really speaks to not only their personal desire to really want to reach out and work with the community, but really kind of thinking broadly about how do we take healthcare out to the community? How do we lower those barriers of injustice? And so with that, our first in-person inductee is Gabriela Bolsenmier Cruz. Next is Mia Luvina Exume. Next is Simran Kalsi. Next is Finley Pilcher. And next is Elise Prihoda. I would also like to recognize Rosie Idison, who wasn't able to be here this evening, and just say really from Anisha and myself and all of those involved, congratulations, well deserved.
Wow, what a wonderful ceremony, and just congratulations to all of our students. So thank you all for joining us this evening to honor these incredible medical students. This evening would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts of several individuals. Specifically, Dr. Sandoval, thank you for leading AOA, and Dr. Green, thank you for leading GHHS. Dr. Wells and Dr. Ramal for leading this inaugural induction of Aequitas. Kirsten Travaras, our student services coordinator. Liz Dorman in the back, who made this all happen. Our Learner events manager. Our Learner audiovisual expert, Bruce Kimball, who's behind the scenes. And University Services Tech Support from Ben Lawrence in the back there. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank our guest speaker, Dr. Singh, for being part of this special event tonight. And once again, congratulate all of our medical students honored this evening. Being in medical school is challenging enough, and yet you have all found additional time and energy to engage in leadership, service, research, and advocacy for the benefits of others. So thank you for that. We wish you all the best in your future medical residency program and throughout your career. And thank you for joining us this evening, and congratulations again to all of our inductees. Thanks for joining online and in person. Have a good evening.